Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Bhagavān Uvaca Tat viddhi praṇipātena paripraśnena sevayā upadekshyanti te jnānam jnāninas-tattvadarshiṇah. 4.34 Tat viddhi praṇipātena paripraśnena sevayā upadekshyanti te jnānam jnāninas-tattvadarshiṇah. Tat viddhi praṇipātena paripraśnena sevayā upadekshyanti te jnānam jnāninas-tattvadarshiṇah. Shri Bhagavan is explaining about the transcendental knowledge in the 4th chapter. He was saying, how this 4th chapter started was, Lord Krishna said, one has to perform their svadharma. Then Arjuna asked, what is it that stops one from doing their svadharma? Then Lord Krishna said, it's lust, Arjuna. It is lust, and lust is seated in these places. So, one has to conquer this lust. Like that, Bhagavan has spoken in 3rd chapter, and in 4th chapter he's saying, lust has to be conquered. That's not an easy one. The whole reason why jīva is conditioned is lust. If only it is for love for Bhagavan, then it would just be the internal energy only. So then, how can this lust be conquered? Lust has to be conquered, but how? So Bhagavan was instructing, it will be conquered by adhyatmika jnana, transcendental knowledge. And I come whenever there is decline in dharma, I establish the dharma. So Bhagavan is explaining like that in the 4th chapter. I come, I establish the dharma. And though I may appear like I'm doing things here in this world, like establishing varṇāśrama dharma like that, but I don't really belong to this world. So Bhagavan is explaining about that. And after that, he explains more in those terms. Like, he does things, but he's not really a doer. He's not one among many, one among the humans who do things because of karma. Like that, Bhagavan explains. But the adhyatmika jnana, the transcendental knowledge, how can a jīva who is full of lust, how can a jīva receive the transcendental knowledge? How can a jīva understand it? A jīva who is full of lust, understanding about bhakti, which is love of God, is a different language that the jīva does not even know. So, how come the jīva can learn this language, understand the subject matter in a way that it can realize in its heart, and the love of Godhead can be generated in the heart of a jiva. How can all that happen? Google search? ChatGPT, yes. I want transcendental knowledge now. Click. And is it going to go into the heart? It may not even go into the mind or the brain also, what to speak of the heart. So Bhagavān is explaining this adhyatmic jnana. How can this go into the heart of a jiva? When we hear adhyatmic jnana knowledge, it's not just the knowledge that sits in the information chamber in the head. Is that jnana has to be turned into vijñāna, the realized knowledge. When the knowledge is understood and lived, and that is realized knowledge. Understood, lived, and experienced is realized knowledge. How will all that happen? That too, this is all about Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is saying this is how it happens. Tat viddhi praṇipātena paripraśnena sevayā. Tat viddhi. Your duty. Bhagavan is not saying, okay, if you want to know what adhyatmika jnana, transcendental knowledge is, you have many choices. But one of the choices is, you can do the search here, you can gather a little bit here, a little bit there. Or you can do the tapasya, or you can do... Bhagavan didn't give a choice there. There is no choice. Your duty, there's only one duty here. You want adhyatmika jnana? You want adhyatmika vastu, Bhagavan? Only one duty. Tat viddhi praṇipātena, number one. First thing, Bhagavan did not say tat viddhi, start the paripraśnena. You want to know the adhyatmika knowledge, right? So you ask the questions now. That isn't the case. No. Praṇipāte. Submit. Submit. Surrender. Submit, surrender is, it indicates that the one is ready to get transformed inside. Just information gathering is only information gathering to add it to the information chamber for one's satisfaction or to just show off that one has this information. That's information gathering. But pranipati is, it comes, one is signing up of the transformation in the heart, pranipati. So that's a big thing. Transformation in the heart, not just negative to positive, but transformation where a chitta, Bhagavan has to come and sit in the chitta, in the heart, is a big thing, huge thing, huge thing. Almost impossible for a conditioned jiva. For that almost impossible thing to happen, how can it happen then? By only one thing, pranipati. The impossible thing becomes possible by pranipati, by submitting. Means with the desire, yes, I want to get transformed in the heart. Number one. Number two, I can do it myself. Realizing that. And then number three, I have to, I have complete faith in this person that he will transform my heart by giving the required knowledge, by putting me in the required conditions. So I will go with whatever comes from this person. Like that. That is Praṇipāta. Praṇipāta has made the soil fertile. And now that the soil is fertile, now you ask the questions. And again, your soil is fertile right there. Okay, Praṇipāta. But how is it showing outside? That this is what you have for this person to sadhu, guru, whoever is giving adhyatmika jnana. How is it shown outside that you have Praṇipāta inside? It is shown as Sevā. So, with that submission inside, you do the Sevā outside. As you perform the Sevā, and then you place the questions. If what transforms the seeker's, Sishya's heart is Praṇipāta. What touches the Guru's heart is Sevā. And in this combination, when paripraśnena comes, then paripraśnena is asking questions. Actually, sometimes the questions, the Sishya doesn't even know what questions to be asked. It's the Guru that knows what the Sishya needs to realize. It's the Guru that will know. So now that the Sevā of the Sishya has conquered the heart of the Sadhu Guru, then what Sadhu Guru speaks is not only just a formal talk, but he speaks his realizations also. That is very valuable. Information can be given out, it's there in the scriptures. But what is it that Sadhu is doing? Information is given out and he has applied it in his life, and there has realizations that have come. The Sadhu is giving that valuable realizations that he is living. That will come to the Sishya when there is Sevā by Sishya. Sadhu is not obligated to speak the realizations. He could just speak the Shastra, done. Formal courses, okay, you sign up for a course, then you get the information. I spoke the Shastra, done. But when there is Praṇipāta and Sevā, something more happens, something deeper and lively happens. Upadikṣanti te jnānam. And Sadhu gives the transcendental knowledge, realized transcendental knowledge to a Sishya whose heart is fertile with Praṇipāta, perfect setting for the heart to be transformed. So in this way, the adhyatmika jnana is transferred from heart to the heart. Not mouth to the brain, it's from heart to the heart. This sa uttama shloka mahan mukhachuto pavat padamboja sudhakarnanila. When this Sadhu Guru is speaking, where are these? What is he speaking? What does that words have? Bhavat padamboja sudhakarnanila. The saffron dust particles on the lotus feet of the Lord, residing in the heart of the Sadhu Guru. They are there in the Vani of Sadhu, coming through their lotus mouth, entering into the Karnarandra of Sishya, and then landing into the heart of the Sishya and giving that Bhagavad Vijnana. This is to do heart to heart clearly. Saffron dust particles from the heart of Sadhu Guru to the heart of Sishya. This is how Adhyatmika Jnana is received. Bhagavad Jnana is received from a Tattvavid Guru. Paripraśnena sevayā upadekshanti te jnana jnanina tattvadarshina. So when we hear the kathas, then the kathas are different. Everything may be related to Bhagavan, but what percentage of it is related to Bhagavan? Is somebody speaking as, first of all, are they really saying that the Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Are they conveying the message of the Bhagavad Gita as it is? Or they're not even saying Krishna, but they are saying something in the name of bhakti. That is not really bhakti. That is something else in the box of bhakti. Because what is it when you are not saying who Bhagavan is and what Bhagavan Vacha is? So a katha like that may sound good, but it's a band-aid fix. Bhakti is not a band-aid fix. Bhakti is Bhagavad Sambandha. And okay, a katha is about Krishna, about Bhagavan, but what percentage of that is Bhagavan is there in the katha? Maybe 5%, 10%, 20% here and there. That is not bad. At least one knows that that is Bhagavan. But again, the effect is not 100%, so the soul cannot be touched. When the katha is not full of Krishna, it doesn't touch the soul. It can touch the mind and then say, this is good. Maybe it can get into the information chamber and sit. But a katha that is spoken by a realized soul, a tattvavid guru, who has this Bhagavad Vijnana and is speaking the same thing 100%. This Krishna there 100%, uncompromised as it is. When there is 100% Krishna, there is 100% Tattva there. Because 100% Krishna can be understood 100% when we know the Tattva of Bhagavan. That kind of katha is very potent. Uncompromised descending mercy. It directly touches the soul. So one's duty, tat viddhi, is to do the pranipati to a tattvavid guru. Upadikshante jnana tattva darshinaha. So a guru who has darshana, who sees everything as it is, a realized soul not only speaks tattva but sees everything in tattva, is a tattva darshi. He lives tattva. And not only he knows tattva, and not only he realized tattva, but he actually lives tattva. So one's duty is to do the pranipati, submit to that tattvavid guru, offer the seva, and simultaneously paripraśnena. This is how Adhyatmika Jnana, transcendental knowledge, is transmitted from the heart of the Guru to the Sishya.